When you sitting there wondering, why do these people treat me this way? Why was I always treated like X, Y, and Z? And why did I X, boop, boop, bop, beep? Let me tell you something. I know you don't want to hear this, but let me tell you something. People treat you the way you treat yourself. Period. The way you see yourself, the way you think about yourself, how you believe in yourself, your self-worth level, that's how you're going to get treated. Wherever your energy is at with you, that's exactly how you're going to get treated. And then here's the kicker, especially for the ones that say, well, I don't treat myself like that. Whatever you tolerate is how people are going to treat you. Period. Period. If you are tolerating a certain treatment from someone, why would they change it? For what? Yes, you show you're mad. Yes, you show you angry. Oh, rah, 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 rah. You come at them every single time they do it. But at the end of the day, they can still do it. There is no repercussions of them doing it. And maybe there are repercussions. Let's say you actually did have some repercussions. Not enough for them to stop. Not enough for you to walk away. Not enough for you to say, that's not how this is going to go down. When you tolerate being treated a certain way from yourself or others, it's going to continue to happen. It's going to continue to show up. And when you work on your energy, I don't know if you've ever done energy work on yourself. So that's just like healing that shadow, healing your belief system, things of that sort, nervous system work, right? When you work on your own energy, you actually can see a physical shift in how people deal with you. Literally. Down to your children. You will see how your children deal with you differently. The same child that was wild and didn't listen and all those things, because you've shifted your energy and you've done some work on yourself, because your child is always reflecting something back to you. That same child will also shift with you too. Even if it's not to the extent that you want, they will also shift with you too, because there's certain things you do not tolerate. You are consistently teaching people how to connect with you. The relationship that you have with anyone, the situation you experience with anyone is a reflection of you. It's always a reflection of you, boo bob, forever and always. You got somebody coming through treating you like you don't matter. There's a part of you that don't feel like you matter. And you're going to be like, no, what? Oh my God, I love myself. Okay, fine. Maybe you treat your time like it doesn't matter. You could love yourself, but not actually respect your own time. So now people don't respect you. People treat you like, no big deal. Because you treat yourself like no big deal. You're not getting your projects done. You're not focused on what you need to focus on. You know you got to do certain things, but you keep dropping the ball. So people are dropping the ball with you. Everything's a reflection. Whether you want to admit that to yourself or not. Whether you like it or not. That's the truth of it. So when you're sitting down and you're thinking to yourself, why are people treating me this way? Well, what area of your life are you reflecting that back to yourself? What area of your life are you treating yourself this way too? You don't like how people talk to you. How do you talk to yourself internally when no one can hear? When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you're saying to yourself? Are you saying, yay, today's going to be a great day, I'm so excited? Or are you saying, ugh, I have to wake up again. Oh, I'm so stupid. I missed my alarm. What are you saying to yourself? It's all reflecting back to you, baby. It's all a reflection back. So whatever you're tolerating from you, whatever boundaries you don't have with yourself, however you are treating you, whatever energy you're in with yourself is exactly how you're going to get treated by others. Even when they want to be nice to you, and I'm sure you'll experience niceness, they're also going to show up a certain kind of way just because you need it. Then there's the karmic side of things, where you have karmic lessons to learn with people. And that usually starts to be healed and shows up and kind of changes when you do the work on yourself. But here's the freaking thing. You cannot and will not do the healing work on yourself if you don't allow yourself to start taking full accountability of your life. If you are still in the blame era of your life, whether it is blaming your circumstance blaming people, even blaming yourself for certain things, instead of taking accountability, you are going to consistently be in this loop, in this cycle of dealing with the same old thing. You cannot fully heal to the extent of reaching your full potential until you are fully willing to take accountability of your entire life, even the things you have no control over. When you're not looking for this is why this happened to me and I couldn't do anything, and you're not telling yourself that lie of I had no choice, and you're taking full accountability, knowing that you have all of the power, knowing that your life is your life and your life alone, that's when you will fully be able to heal, really see things for what it is, and understand what each relationship and each situation you're in is doing, why it's showing up in your life. Taking responsibility for the way that you get treated, instead of just looking at other people saying, stop treating me this way, is going to shift everything for you. Because blame is, they need to change. They're treating me a certain way and they need to change. It's their fault that I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, which means that they will always have the power over your feelings. All they got to do is bully you, make you feel some type of way, trigger you. They have all the power. So whether they're doing it unknowingly or knowingly, they will always have the power over you. Taking accountability is saying, I don't like the way that I'm being treated, and so therefore I'm not going to tolerate it no more. I'm going to change whatever I need to change within myself. I'm not comfortable saying no, so I'm going to start saying no. I'm not comfortable with drama, but I'm going to risk there being a little bit of drama. I'm not comfortable with X, Y, and Z, but I'm going to show up the way that I need to show up. I don't like the way that people are talking about me, and so therefore I need to check in with myself and see, how am I talking to myself? Where's my energy levels at? When you can reflect it back to you, the power is in your hands, and you actually operate as a leader of your own life. And the universe says, whoa there, hold up. It's not in everyone else's hands. It's not everyone else that gets to allow Boo Bop to feel good or bad. Only Boo Bop has that power. Bet. So now when Boo Bop feels good and demands that her life goes in a certain direction, the universe says absolutely, because Boo Bop is in charge of his or her own life. Their own life. But when it's everyone else's fault, when it's everything else's fault, when it's your circumstances' fault, and it's blame this, blame that, blame this, blame that, because you're afraid to take accountability, because you don't want to be attacked, because you don't want to have to focus, you don't want to feel like you're in the wrong or like you're an F up. When you do that, you have no power over your life. No power whatsoever. You actually end up being the one that is consistently hurting. Because no matter what happens, you could be so happy. All that has to happen is a small change in the direction that you don't like, and it will take away your entire happiness. And that sucks, because you don't have to be unhappy just because someone deems that it's time to be unhappy or a circumstance change. That should never be the case. You should never stay unhappy for as long as a situation is taking place because of X, Y, and Z. You should be able to decide what you're going to feel every single day of your life. And when you take accountability for your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, you really do start to enhance your own power. You start to see that you are the leader. You start to see that no one and nothing can actually come in and tell you who you are and what you're doing and what's going on. That not a single person can make you feel anything. They can trigger a feeling within you, and you have choices there. They just triggered something in me. What do I need to heal there? Why did this just bother me? Right? Instead of, oh, this person's so mean, X, Y, and Z. And sometimes it's that simple. Sometimes someone is mean and you simply don't like mean. I'm like that. I used to think that I just didn't like when people were mean to me. I don't like when people are mean to anyone. Like intentionally trying to hurt people. I don't like that. I find myself getting triggered when people do it to others. I find myself getting triggered when people did it to me. So the trigger doesn't change because I'm passionate about that. However, my response is what I was able to change. I found that people were so mean to me all of the time No matter how nice I was, no matter how not nice I was, people were just always mean, always starting drama, always blaming me for something. I found myself always in a situation and I was like, what is this? Why is my family like this? Why is my friends like this? Why are people like this? And it was always about other people until I took 1 minute and I said, hold on, let's reverse this. Why are all these people making me feel some type of way? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. All these people got this much power over me. It's a no for me. So I immediately had to change it. And so therefore I started looking at myself differently. I started asking myself, why does this trigger you so much? Why does this hurt you so much? The first thing I had to do was get vulnerable. And I got very vulnerable. I took accountability. I just said, I don't like it. It hurts my feelings. We don't like to talk about that. We're like, no, oh my God, I don't care. Yeah, you do. It hurts your feelings. Bree, it hurts your freaking feelings. It hurt my feelings. Why are you doing this? This is not nice. I'm just over here just trying to have a good time. Don't try to be mean to me for what? When people online would send me something mean, I'm like, you don't know me from a hole in the wall. Why are you being mean? For what? I don't understand. What did I do? Like, that's where my mind would go. And it would change my entire energy, my response, everything. I could be having the best mood and I would see a comment that is mean. And oh my goodness, I would just like, everything dies down. My energy speaks loud. My sister, if I'm talking to her, she'd be like, what happened? Like, you would think that I just got the worst news of my life. It used to get to me so bad. And then I was just like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. I had to have a moment and I cried. I cried about every mean comment that I got. I cried about every mean situation I've ever been through. I cried about the things that I had to deal with as a kid, the stuff that I had to hear as a child. I cried about it all. Okay. I was just teardrop, crying. And I mean like full blown belting. And that's when I started to understand, hold on. One, I judge myself very heavily. I am very mean to myself. So that was definitely being reflected back to me. Two, it's actually not just me. I'm actually very, very passionate since I was a kid about people being mean to others. I remember having a friend where her mother used to beat her. And she came to the school to do it. And I straight up stopped her mother because I was like, it's a no for me. Like, I fought for people. I was that kind of person. I didn't like that stuff. If you're going to fight, it needs to be like an even playing field. You know what I mean? But I remember that day, I was just like, yeah, it's a no for me. And this is a Haitian mother, okay? A Caribbean mother. They don't play around. To stop something like that is bad. Like, you don't do that. And I was like, no. All her friends was watching. All this stuff was going. I was like, it's a no for me. I'm not letting this happen. Absolutely not. You're going to do that. You're going to do that in your home. You're not about to do that at the school. That's the kind of person that I was. I've always been that person. I didn't like bullies. So I kind of became a bully to bullies. And then I started going in the direction where I was actually being mean to people. And I realized I didn't like that either. So I had to shift that. So if I was ever mean to you, I am so incredibly sorry. Okay, like intentionally mean. I'm genuinely sorry about that. But yeah, I just realized that I don't like mean. So that was the second thing that I had to realize. I had to take accountability for that. I don't like mean, period. It hurts my feelings when it's done to me. I don't like doing it to others. And I'm actually quite passionate about it. So now when I'm experiencing all of these people being mean, I'm experiencing them being mean. I'm experiencing all this stuff and I was tolerating it. I was letting people be mean in my life. And then I was being mean back. They're bullying me. I'm bullying back. So I'm tolerating it in my life. I'm playing the game. Something had to happen for me to say, no more. I changed my response. Instead of fighting back, I changed my response. Now I come from love and peace. I'm not going to be mean to you, but I'm also not going to tolerate it either. I'm going to say what I need to say and I'm going to show up the way that I need to show up. But what we're not going to do is accept certain things. And when people don't want to change their ways, I just remove myself. I remove myself. They don't have access to me anymore because I don't do mean. I don't like mean. I actually don't care who you are. You could be a family member. You could be a friend. You could be an acquaintance. You could be a friend of a friend. If you're mean and you like that is your main way of being, you have the right. I'm not going to try to change you. I'm just going to remove myself from you. And once I was able to start understanding that I actually have the power over what I accept in my life, nobody had power over me. Nobody can evoke a certain response and reaction out of me. Only I could do that. So now when I do get hyped up about things, I understand it's me choosing to. I understand this is me choosing to respond a certain way, choosing to do a certain thing. And when you finally give yourself autonomy, you finally tell yourself you have free will to show up in your life the way that you want to show up, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for all of them, for everyone involved, because that is when things truly shift and change for you. That is when things really become amazing for you, because you are now in a position where you're not playing these games. You're not playing these games with yourself, and naturally the energy will have to align with you. You have autonomy. You have a choice. People don't have power over you. You have power over you. So decide to have power over you and take lead.